Fortnite esports has seen its fair share of ups and downs, but is the current state of competitive enough, or will games like COD, Warzone, and Valorant kill Fortnite? Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and I want to talk about the current state of Fortnite esports, COD, Warzone, and Valorant, as well as the staggering amount of pro players and streamers announcing their leave from the game. We also have Nickmercs and Ninja, two of the biggest Fortnite players in the world, sharing their thoughts on Fortnite later in the video. Definitely stick around to see what they had to say. So pro players are quitting left and right, and you have to question if the competitive scene is becoming unstable. It seems like the doom and gloom of Fortnite has been a consistent theme, and with more new games coming out, we're starting to see some of the biggest names in Fortnite jumping ship. Officially announcing their departure from Fortnite, we've had former RBK members JLove, Triz, and Germ, former E11 member Joseph, former Ghost Gaming members Webbs and Demo, OG EU competitive player Noisy, Clyfin from the NA West region, former NRG and TSM member Kasid, former Overtime GG member Pacifist, and many, many more. Those are just the ones that I could find and that I could remember. Now, one thing to note is that at the time of these players quitting or just slowing down some of their activity, none of them were really at the top of the pro scene, and it seems like more of a battle of attrition, with most of their statements outlining how they just don't really enjoy the game as much as they used to. As for others, we've seen Ninja, Nickmercs, Tim the Tatman, Courage JD, Cloaksy, 72 Hours, and so many other massive big name streamers that come from Fortnite spending the majority of their time on stream playing the new battle royale from Call of Duty, Warzone. Fortnite esports feels like a shell of its former self, and like I've said, we're seeing more and more pro players and streamers leaving Fortnite for Warzone and the unreleased tactical shooter from Riot Games, Valorant. Call of Duty Warzone has seen a ton of success, and with its current grassroots kill race type events, we've seen a ton of massive streamers grinding and loving the game. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Warzone, but it is pretty fun, and for now it's made quite an impact by just being fun and competitive for streamers to enjoy. I'm not sure if Warzone has a future in esports, but if Activision Blizzard announces a prize pool, you can expect some big name players to chase that bag. As for Valorant, we really don't have all the information and opinions on the game just yet, but at a first glance, I think it's clear to see how successful a CSGO-esque tactical shooter with abilities made by League of Legends' very own Riot Games will be. Players from Fortnite, Overwatch, CSGO, and more are dying to get their hands on the game, and I'm calling it now, Valorant will be a massive esport in the years to come. But the question is this: will Warzone and Valorant kill Fortnite? To keep it simple, the answer is no. As I've said in the past, I don't truly believe any game will ever kill Fortnite, but that Epic Games' inability to evolve and innovate will be the inevitable demise of our favorite battle royale. That said, I want to roll some clips of Nickmercs and Ninja on their thoughts about Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone. Roll it.
Oh man, guys, what are we gonna do? Nah, seriously. Guys, Fortnite Friday, Warzone Wednesday, times change. I don't know what to tell you, but all I'm telling you is when I close my eyes at night, all I see is this game. I'm fucking dying to get back on. I wake up in the morning, I don't even want to do nothing. I just want to play. I don't even know what day it is. Guys, if you put a gun to Braz Nathan is a mod in chat, if you put a gun to a fucking head, you say, what day of the week is it? Swear to God, I'm blowing a kiss to him. I'm saying, Brad, I love you, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know. ¿Qué pasa? I don't know. Cash Cup in a couple days? Bro, Cash Cup, Splash Cup. Suck. Kai, relax, okay? Relax. I don't know, guys. I don't know, bro. Here's my problem. People are always like, yo, Nick, why are you always playing Fortnite? Only playing Fortnite. Here you go. Because I'm fucking addicted. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? That when I was 7 years old, I became addicted, literally, to video games? Okay? I get good at a video game, and I become a fucking addict. What do you want from me? That's why I'm playing Fortnite. I'm fucking messed up. I can't stop. But now we got this new game over here. And I'm addicted again. I don't know.
Dude, I can't move, man. Good play.
I should have baited with the edit, honestly.
I love how this guy is donkey laughing, bro. I'm on 50 fucking ping, dude.
Joke.
Ah! God, man.
Why is there always stuff? Like, unlocking things.
I can't
Time,
take
we get
walls
one
on
dub-
East
We get one
Coast.
dub when we move to COD, dude. We get one dub when we move to COD.
I just want to move to COD right now.
What'd you say?
I just want to move to COD right now.
Let's move to COD right now, then. Never mind. We do it one more time.
I personally feel very frustrated with Epic and the current state of Fortnite competitive. Poor server performance, lackluster competitive balance, and almost zero communication from Epic leaves Fortnite esports something to be desired. I hopped on Hotline FN, a Fortnite podcast hosted by Tim and Bala, featuring Ghost Bizzle on this episode, to raise my concerns with Epic and how they are managing Fortnite esports. Let's go ahead and check that clip.
Our next caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, what's up guys? My name is Krashy, and I am calling from the wonderful, high-paying Houston, Texas.
Krashy, how's it going?
So-
Welcome to the hotline. Thanks for calling in,
Iconic
brother.
voice.
Iconic.
Always recognize instantly who this is.
Instantly. What did you want to talk about, man?
Yes. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of Bizzle. I actually had the pleasure of competing against him at PAC. And to flex, because I'm a boomer that has no accomplishments these days, actually killed him twice during qualifiers, so gonna take my W on that one. No, but seriously, you're awesome. It's fun to watch and follow. But in any case,
Thank you.
my take is, let me see, I actually want to read it. I think it's painfully obvious that Epic Games has time and time again under-prioritized Fortnite esports, and their communication is worse than last. Why is this? What happens going forward? Do we think this is something that they'll improve? Ultimately, this comes from, lack of understanding why they do things. Why are there more heavy snipers in competitive? Why is the balance the way that it is? And ultimately, what happened to people like Lumen? What happened to people like Nate Nanzer? I mean, he just came into Epic and we never heard anything from him ever. I mean, what is the communication? What is their lack of, care and love and support for Fortnite esports?
I can answer your the first part of your take there really simply, right? And Ulrich 8, he calls into the show very frequently. Also, I think he's a mod on the subreddit, but he tweeted again just today. He tweeted about I mention it a lot on the show because it's my least favorite thing in the world, and I like to talk about things I hate. But it's the competitive blog update from Epic Games, Fortnite and the Brute, where they say we are creating a game where everyone has a chance to kill each other, basically. Basically, that's it. Where people from all skill levels have a chance to beat each other, no matter their skill. That was their justification for the Brute. It's their justification for the Heavy Sniper, all the mythic guns, so on and so forth. Even if it doesn't fit the goal that well, right? Because the better players just land there, take the mythic weapons, and shit on bad kids even harder than before. But that's their driving thought process on everything, right? On almost everything. That is it first and foremost. That's why cash cups exist, right? It's not for the top of the top competitive players, right? It hasn't been. Even if that's still who ends up taking, home the bags, right? I don't know. I'll take any chance I get to bring that up again. But Bala, you got any thoughts here?
Yeah, it feels like recently we've been dealing with a company that I can't describe exactly how it is, but it feels like faceless. It feels like they just do things and we never get any insight ever. We don't know what their plans are. We don't know whether this is something that they think is sustainable. We don't know whether this is going to last or whether they're going to continue supporting it in the future. We don't know whether they're going to help us make it ourselves sustainable. There's so many different things that we just don't know, and it bothers me to no end because it wasn't always this way. It wasn't ever the best. It wasn't ever ideal, but it has fallen to lows where I question my involvement in the scene every day. Seriously. Well, seriously, because I don't know what to expect in the future. It sounds bad, but I think
True.
to myself, I'm like, am I making the right choice here in staying in this game?
I don't know. I know you were talking about other Lumen, Sundown, and Nate, and I don't know. I know everyone thought when Nate came from Overwatch to Fortnite, everything was going to change and whatever, but honestly, I don't think he's done anything to any event or has he even said anything about esports and Fortnite.
I think I've seen him tweet once at Booga winning the esports player of the year award, and he was like, "Oh, congratulations," and that's it. and he was the commissioner.
He tweets a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he tweets a lot of stuff. You know, shouts a little here and there, but it's like to add to what you're saying, like I don't think he's done anything. It's like I feel like if he had, we would know about it. So you can see it's more than just me who feels a little frustrated by Epic Games. You guys know and love that Denver guy. On Twitter, he had this to say: so many pros are quitting Fortnite right now. Why? I replied simply and said, the game isn't fun. There's only so much people are willing to deal with. Epic's communication with the competitive community is non-existent, and they show us time and time again that competitive balance is not a priority to them at all. Just look at the likes on my reply. I think we all know just how amazing Fortnite esports could be, and it's sad to look back and see how complacent Epic Games has been and how it seems like they just don't prioritize competitive or really care about it at all. With pro players leaving Fortnite, streamers having more fun on Warzone, and the inevitable loss of players we will see with the release of Valorant, I still don't think Fortnite is in too much trouble. I truly believe that Epic Games has no interest in running an esport, but they know that upholding some form of competitive scene is vital to the success of Fortnite overall. That said, as long as they provide a prize pool and don't entirely ruin the game, there will always be players lined up to replace anyone quitting the game. As always, I want to pass it to you with my question of the day. What do you think of the current state of Fortnite esports? Is it still fun or entertaining? Could it ever be as great as we used to remember? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love Fortnite esports, and I miss the old glory days. I hope Epic can step up their game so that we might see something amazing and some awesome events in the future. So thanks for checking out the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I appreciate it again. I'll see you guys on the next video.
That I'm setting free, just a piece.